Hey guys, welcome back. Uh, this weekend I'd like to feature a couple things. One was a short run series and a special that kind of came later. It's one of my little favorite short run Bronze Age series, and I also want to show a great AOK I got from a fellow YouTuber. Uh, Hope everybody's having a great weekend. It is hot and sticky here in Kentucky, and I don't think it's going to let up anytime soon. So, anyway, hope it's comfortable where you're at. First, I want to show the AOK I got, and it's from most of you guys that support my channel and watch my videos. Already know this guy. It's Charlton 66. Our good friend Steve. Uh, Steve's a wonderful guy. He's got a great collection of comics, statues, figures, original art, Western memorabilia, just all kinds of wonderful things. If you haven't already seen it, you need to go back and take a look at his room tour. I think he did it in two parts, but it's just every corner of his room and where his comics and everything was just amazing. And like Steve, I'm a big fan of Charlton comics and those characters, and he's one of the true. He's just a gift to this community. He's just a great guy. Anyway, he sent me an AOK, and he told me it was going to be a little something different than just basically a comic, but really, really cool, really special. He has a friend named Steve Conley. That's a writer and artist, and I'm thinking this might have been, if he told me, I talked to him the other day, and I think he told me it was maybe a web comic at first. But these two little books here are, I think they're like Patreon funded, and actually I think, yeah, got Patreon supporters, and Steve is listed in there as one of the supporters. But it's some great classic looking sci-fi stuff. I think this is like from 1998 when it first started. Steve Connolly's Astounding Space Thrills, The Adventures of Argosy Smith. So pretty cool. This one is in black and white. It's just some great artwork. Just got that classic sci-fi feel. And I think in the original, the first, yeah, I think it's reprinting the first issue. This first issue actually had a cover by Conley and Jim Steranko, so very cool. And as I was talking to Steve about this, I kept thinking, I was like, was there some kind of promotional poster that went with this? And I think he said there was. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was taken from this. So I've either got this poster or I used to have it, but I remember I got it just because I like the image. It's just a classic sci-fi look. But some great. I haven't got to read these yet, but the story and art looks great. Just some wonderful black and white art in this one, and both these volumes. Steve had him sign these to me, to Shannon, from Steve Conley. Very, very cool. Thank you again, Steve. Here's the back cover. And, Steve knew I was a big sci-fi fan, and there's just lots of really cool images in this. I can't wait to read it. And this next edition, I think it was made about 5 years ago, and apparently it was another Patreon-funded endeavor. And this one he also signed to me, so like I say, very cool. This one is in color, so some great images in this one. And this kind of stuff is right up my alley because I'm a big sci-fi fan, and Steve knew this, so very grateful for these. And to Steve Conley, if you're watching, this is great stuff, and thank you for signing these for me. Just wonderful act of kindness. And also with that is, like I say, we're both big fans of Charlton, as are a lot of the guys that watch our channels. And this is from Charlton Neo Media, and I've got a lot of the Neo stuff. in a pile somewhere. But this actually reprints some covers from a lot of the classic Charlton War comics, Fighting War Heroes, and these are actually reproduced from the original artwork from the covers. And the cool thing is, I'm a big Dick Giordano fan, and probably the biggest part of these are by Dick Giordano. So these are like, I guess, taken for the original art. Just lots of great stuff in here. I told him as soon as I looked at this, I said, well, you're making me spend more money because I'm going to try to add these comics to my collection. And I know some of these will be hard to find. Probably most of them will be hard to find. But just some great covers by Dick Giordano. I think Jack Abel does one or two of these. Just amazing stuff. And anybody that is a Charlton fan, you need to check out the Charlton Neo Media. Not sure what the website is. I think it's written by Mort Todd, if you guys have heard that name. But these are classic war covers from the Silver Age. I mean, I've probably looked through this thing about 5 times already, and they're just great reproductions of the original art. So just just a wonderful gift from Steve. Steve, thank you so much, bottom of my heart. I mean, this is great, and I really appreciate this. And if those of you that haven't, go check out Steve's channel now. Don't even watch this video. Go check it out. Well, I hope you watch this video. But the other thing I want to show is there's a short run series in the late 70s called Doorway to Nightmare. And I always thought it was kind of cool. And the thing that struck me originally was the cover art by Mike Kaluta. I was always a big Kaluta fan. Of course, his run on The Shadow. And he did a lot of other stuff. I think it was either in Weird Worlds or Korak, Son of Taurus. And he did that Carson of Venus feature. That's where I really first saw him. And I love that stuff. I love that little saga he did with that. But he drew all the covers to these. He didn't do any of the interior work, but I think what they were originally trying to do was match new artists with old writers and new writers with old artists. Just try to bring some kind of a newer feel to it. So, the character on the cover is Madame Xanadu. And actually, I think she kind of morphed from, there was like a hostess, I think it was in Forbidden Tales of Dark Mansion, I think, or one of those gothic romances. But there was like a nameless hostess, and I think they originally came from that. And they said, okay, we want to have like a hostess that was going to interact and be part of the story. So that's where they came up with the concept of Madame Xanadu. So this is her first appearance, Doorway to Nightmare #1. Sorry about the glare. I think in this first issue, it's I think Val Merrick did the art. Not sure about the writer. Maybe David Michelini. But just the same kind of stuff that DC was doing in the 70s, and just the basic horror mystery stuff. But just kind of had like a little mystical type thing to it. She was like the tarot card reader, but she was actually like an active participant in this. And actually, the image of Madame Xanadu was taken from one of Mike Kaluta's girlfriends back in the 70s, and I've got a picture of her here from a magazine article. The lady's name was Kathy Ann Teal, and so she was the model for Madame Xanadu. So very cool. There's black and white repro, one of the covers. But yeah, I just I saw the cover and I was going to have it just because of Kaluta, and the stories are actually pretty good. Like I say, they were matching different artists and writers. So that's #1. #2, I think this was, of course, all these are Kaluta covers, but I think the story was by Jerry Conway and the art by Vincente Alcazar, which did a lot of the horror stuff for DC, and I think worked for Warren. Maybe did some Marvel work. I'm not really sure. So another great cover there. Another cool story. There's another copy of number 2. And this, besides number 1, this is probably my favorite cover, number 3. And I think I just showed you the black and white art for that. That's just an awesome image right there. Just love Kaluta's artwork. But yeah, just great stuff. I think maybe Rick Estrada did the art in that one. Okay, here's number 4. Another great Gothic Kaluta cover. And I think this was, I think the interior art of this one was done by Johnny Craig. Okay. Number 5, I really like this one because this is part of the DC Explosion books. You know, they went to 50 cents and 44 pages. I'm trying to collect the whole set, and hopefully someday, not in the too distant future, I can do a video on the DC Explosion / Implosion. But I always loved it when they went to these bigger formats and you had the great backup features and all that. Yeah, just another great Kaluta cover. I think Romeo Tangal was in this one and had his art ruined by Vinnie Coletta. Yeah, I know you're laughing out there, Eric. Okay, that ended like in 78, and in between that and there was a special that came out about 1982, but I think in between that she made some appearances like in The Unexpected, maybe when it went to like the dollar size comics. I think it was maybe issue 190, 192, 194, and 195. There were Madame Xanadu stories in The Unexpected. And then after that, they decided they wanted to do a one-shot, and this is actually one of DC's first direct sales comics that they actually sold non-returnable to comic shops. But like it's another great Mike Kaluta cover. I mean, I just took a long time just checking out all the detail in this, but it's pretty cool. And this is a really good story. It's by Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers in the lead story, and it's actually got a backup tale. It's a sci-fi tale, I think by J.M. DeMatteis and Brian Bolland, some of his first work for DC. So very cool series. Didn't last long enough. But anyway, you know, I'm all about these little short run series, and I know some of you other guys are too. I think later on, she might have been like in an issue of DC Comics Presents, making 2 or 3 issues of Wonder Woman, and all this was like pre-Crisis, and I think she actually showed up in a chapter of the Crisis on Infinite Earths. So really interesting character. You know, it's and I think they actually gave her a name later on. If anyone's read the Starman series from the 90s, I think they gave her the name Charity in the Starman book. So really cool series. You know, I would have got these for the covers alone, but the stories are really good too. So I would recommend anybody that's interested to check these out. I really didn't know until I was looking around. I was looking for the needed like the 3rd and the 5th issue, or the 4th and 5th issue, and I got those pretty cheap. But when I was looking around, I was noticing like number 1 was going for like stupid money, and I didn't realize until I was looking it up. But it's I think HBO Max is going to come out with a TV show. So, and I've had this conversation with a few guys about, you know, it's okay to have the book, you know, and hey, it's going to be worth money. It's a TV show or it's a movie, but if you're trying to complete the set, I mean, that really makes it hard on us collectors. So I really don't get it. I mean, 10 years down the road, I mean, how many people are going to care? But anyway, I'm not going to get in my soapbox about that. But I would highly recommend this series, and highly recommend getting Steve Connolly's Astounding Space Thrills and some Neo Charlton stuff. And please, if you haven't already, go check out Charlton 66's channel, my buddy Steve. awesome content. And thank you again, buddy. All right, man. Men, I guess I should say, women, whoever's watching. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Onward and upward.